It is episode 191. Welcome into the Bench Clear podcast, where we cover the best rivalry on all of sports. I am Jesse Gutierrez, and I represent the side of the second place San Francisco Giants.
And I'm Dave. Or I'm just angry. Watching this team play, the Dodgers, man. Oh. Anyways, I'm representing the side of the Dodgers, and we'll get into it right now. But 6 in a row, man. 6 losses in a row. And we get to face Logan. I get the outside corner, Webb. So it might be rough before it gets any better.
Yeah, well, you know what? Our catcher doesn't hit for anything, and he steals strikes. So we're going to take those strikes. That's the only part of his game. So,
okay.
I'm going to take that. I'm going to need that, honestly. So, yeah.
But before we get into our teams and how they did or how they didn't do, let's talk a little bit around the league. We've been at we missed last week, so there's a bunch of storylines, but that might be a little bit too old. But let's talk All-Stars.
Yeah, you don't want to go into cover-ups.
Let's talk something positive before we talk.
We don't want to talk about cover-ups of gambling scandals and all that kind of stuff. Let's not bring up old wounds here. Yeah, go ahead.
We can talk about that a little bit. The Luis Ortiz thing was funny because it was just 2 pitches, right? And one of them did look a little bit like he was trying to miss. But, I mean, you wouldn't have, to the casual guy, you wouldn't have known anything, right? Like, he just missed. Right. But there was another one that was, like, way too close. And I'm like, how did they determine that was, like, on purpose? It looked almost...
Maybe when it came out of his hand, he said, oh, shit. And then it ended up being outside. So.
And then I guess he struck out Volpe. I don't know if that was fake or whatever. But he struck out Volpe while he was trying to cheat. Like, so that was kind of funny. But, yeah.
That's what happens. I didn't know that you could bet on just certain pitches. That's pretty wild.
Well, I mean, there is those options, right? Like, hey, this guy, the first shot will be a miss, or stuff like that. So maybe it was the same thing. Like the first pitch will be a ball or something.
I get it. I get that there's pitches like that. I just didn't think that would be Luis Ortiz's first pitch. I think that would be more like a Paul Skeens' first pitch, or Shohei Ohtani's first at bat. Like I don't know. That's what I would think.
Yeah,
I know there were some degenerates out there that are like, Luis Ortiz, let me see what his stats are. Let me bet on his first pitches.
It's just him. He's the only guy betting on Luis Ortiz. It's just Luis Ortiz on Luis Ortiz.
That's why it was so easy to
there was just one better.
Yeah, there's one better. What's it? Ortiz Luis? That seems a little sketchy there.
He didn't even change his name. He was like Ipe when he tried to call the bank, and he didn't even change his voice. It was just,
I am Shohei. Which
what do you need, sir? Well, I just need more money. I'm Shohei.
Yeah, it would be genius if that actually was Shohei and he uses Ipe's voice. Cover up.
Now, if that's
what's
the
that?
case,
The X-Files. We should have that. Do 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 do. You know what I'm talking about?
That sounded nothing like the X-Files, but I know what you were going for, so I'm
what I'm saying. Do 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 do. That's X-Files. I'm not trying to be a certain way, but that was like perfect. I'm pretty sure if you put it up to each other, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference right there.
I'm sure if we ask anybody, they'll be like, "That sounded."
Come on.
Okay, that had a resemblance.
That's the same way. That was good, actually. That was good. That was good.
That was like a distant cousin of the song. That was close. Okay.
He can sing. All right. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Yes. All stars. Let's talk real stuff.
How many do you have? How many do the Giants did they get?
Treyway. It is Randy Rodriguez, best reliever in baseball. He should be the closer, but the problem is with Randy Rodriguez, he uses too much of himself out there. And he puts his arm on the line that it needs like 2 days to recover. So they can't use him as a closer, but
so an injury waiting to happen, pretty much.
He just needs extra rest, so he doesn't have an injury. But he has an under 1 ERA. This guy is just disgusting this year. So Randy Rodriguez, Cy Young contenders Logan Webb and Robbie Ray.
So if we see Rodriguez on Friday, That means we won't see him again for the rest of the series, right?
No, it's possible. If you see him on Friday, you might see him on Sunday, but you won't see him on back-to-back games. That's for sure.
All right, I don't have a problem with any of those guys that you just mentioned. I think they're all pretty deserving,
Right.
even though they're Giants. They should automatically get canceled just for that.
Right.
But Dodgers have 5, and I looked it up. There's another team that has 5 as well. So
Rigged.
no crying. Freddie Freeman, Clayton Kershaw, legacy name or whatever by the commissioner, Shohei Ohtani, Will Smith, and Yamamoto.
Meatball.
I think all of those are pretty deserving. I mean, you can make the case for Kershaw because, he's the legend pick. That's different. So I don't think it's about what he's done in the season. I think about is what he's done in his career. So he's pretty deserving.
You couldn't give it to Verlander? Come on.
Dude, win a game. Win a game in the Big 2-5. You got his younger brother. You got his younger brother. When the Dodgers lose to the Astros, just bragging like he had something to do with it.
He did. He was there for the whole thing.
And when his brother loses, he's over here coping and saying, "Well, it's bad luck," and blah blah. Like, come on, my guy, come on. Your brother sucks.
To be fair,
he throws 95. Okay, get a win.
Be fair, he did have some bad luck. The offense literally gave him no run support, and the 2 runs that he gave up were off 2. Well, one was an error, and the other one should have been an out. So, and Verlander had 2 wins, and Ryan Walker blew both of those in the 9th inning. So he should have some wins.
Sounds like a you problem, man. You know what? Honestly, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I love it.
I'm just saying.
I don't even need you to get a win. I need you to just keep doing what you're doing. Keep the bad luck going.
I'm just saying, Jay.
Crowding them out there.
I'm just saying, it's possible.
Yeah. But so yes. No way is he an all-star. Get out of here with it.
He could be a legend. I mean, if Kershaw gets the legend status, why can't Verlander?
Because he was on a cheating team.
It's because it was like, hold on, the Tigers have 5. We can't have the Dodgers be under 5. So we need to make up a whole thing just so they get their.
Wait, are we just gonna discredit what I just said? He was on a cheating team. That's why he's gonna get no respect, no legend status, no nothing. Especially when one of your biggest quotes is, "I hate cheaters." Right?
Is it really?
When he was the Detroit Tiger, he said that. Yes, there's video, and then you don't say anything.
Hey, if you can't beat him, join him. Apparently.
Yeah,
so, I mean, is there anyone that you feel that got snubbed too hard, and who are you taking out for them?
There's a clear guy that should have gotten in this year, because again,
if you say Andy Pages, you're disqualified.
First of all, an all-star game is just about who's the more popular player, right? That's always what it is. Right. But really, it's just a half a season award. So it should be, right, to the guys that are playing really well. But it's not. It's always a popularity contest. And that's why Andy Pages didn't get in. Because, well, we didn't vote enough for him. I guess, obviously the Padres voted more for Tatis, but
right.
I don't think he's deserving. I don't think Tatis is deserving. I think he's a great player. Yeah. I think
he's scuffling right now.
But he's scuffling. He hasn't played at an MVP level that Padres fans are used to in a while. He goes through these streaky stretches or whatever. And right now, it's not the same guy. Pages was really good for a lot of the first half. And I thought he deserved it. I thought his numbers indicate that. And it didn't happen. But you can't get too mad at it. It's an exhibition game. I'm not upset about it. I just think he is a snub.
All right.
What about you? Who do you got that's a snub?
I feel like Juan Soto should be in the All-Star game. I feel like there's no. I mean, I feel like you got to have the main guys there. I mean, I think Tatis is the easy get out of there, but I don't know, man. I just feel like Juan Soto should be there, especially like And I get it. Everyone has to have a guy, but the outfielder from the Marlins, maybe I just hate him because he went crazy on the Giants and swept them at home. But I don't know. I just feel like you're paying for an all-star ticket. You don't want to see Stowers out there in right field. You'd rather see Juan Soto. So
Yeah, I mean, what are we doing? We're putting guys that have cheated the game, known cheater, Fernando Ped Tatis. You know, what are we doing? We don't, a young Cuban player making his way up, and you're just gonna reject them? We're gonna put known cheaters in there? That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is wild.
Think of the children.
Think of his children. Give him the time off so he can spend it with his children. You know, let him go do that.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, I think the All-Star game is just kind of like this is the most time that everyone's excited about it, just for who's got in, and like guys like Randy Rodriguez. You're like, oh man, this is probably it's really hard for relievers, especially non-closing relievers, to get in. So you're like excited for them, but at the same time, you're also like, I'm gonna turn it on, but I'll probably not be 100% paying attention, to be honest with you. But
as a Dodger fan, I think I'll be excited next year because I think Shohei obviously is a lock to get in there. But are they going to let him pitch too? So that'd be kind of interesting. Maybe next year.
I mean, he's already just pitching 1 inning at a time, anyways. Or is he at 2 innings yet?
2 innings. He's at 2 innings. Slowly,
okay.
But he's getting there. 2 innings.
Okay, get it there, I guess. Yeah. So, who usually piggybacks off of Shohei? Is it just a straight bullpen game, or is it? Or is there someone who has a bulk innings?
Yeah, they've had Ben Kaspiris try it. He wasn't doing too hot. Then they've had Justin Robleski do it, and for the most part, his first 2 outings he looked pretty good. That last one versus the Astros was not as good. He had a 1 bad inning, and then
what was the score on that game?
The first one I don't even remember because I didn't watch it. The 4th of July game was like after the first grand slam or the first couple home runs, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna enjoy my time with the family and stuff. I'm not paying attention. Then I look back and it was like 16, 17 something. I'm like, wow. So that was brutal. But you're not talking about that game. What can we talk about?
The one that was like 18-1. That's all I was caring about.
Yeah, that one was brutal.
Yeah, I think that was the only. So the Giant, I would love to have shoved your face in the 18-1 game, and I thought about it. I was like, ooh, I need to get at Dave really quick, but I just feel like when you just got swept by the Marlins at home, and you lost to the Chicago White Sox, lost the series. I feel like you got to be silent for about a month. Let the All-Star break happen. And then when you lose to the Colorado Rockies, then I can go on your head.
I wish people were people who troll, who know how to troll, they would think like you, right? Like, oh yeah, like, our team has sucked. Yeah, the Giants just lost, but why am I going to say shit when we just literally got swept, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have Padres fans who are like, oh, imagine losing 6 games in a row. And I'm like, and somehow you guys are still back by like 5 games, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, let's relax. I know you guys are trying to troll, and you see them update like, oh, look at the Brewers, they can hit. And I'm like, okay, guys, but you guys are not really doing anything like to take advantage of this. So how about you focus on your team for a little bit and then come back when things are closer, if they even get there.
I don't know why, but it feels like I don't see anyone. Every team tweets the final score, and usually in a graphic, right? But I don't know why. I feel like I always see the Padres one when they lose. I don't know why that one comes on my timeline, but it does every single time.
I mean, either you troll them or something. I don't know.
I don't even do that, but it just it shows up there.
It was put up the first comment that Ernie put up there. I don't know if you can see it.
See that he hates baseball?
That's every Dodger fan right now, dude. Like, What is going on?
I feel like
who has it worse than us, dude? 6 games
us.
in a row. Hold on. 6
Us.
games in a row we lost. You'll never understand the pain, dude. You're used to losing, which is like, you know, like it's nothing to you. So you lose a game here, there. You lose 3 in a row to the Marlins. It's like, we don't care. We're not going to do anything this year anyways. But to Dodger fans, like, come on. It means more.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to get over.
How do you do it, Jesse? How do you get used to losing?
Just don't have expectations, and then you'll be fine. I just don't feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's not that bad because you're still 5 games up, and I would rather lose 6 in a row to regular teams than the fucking Marlins and losing a series to literally one of the worst teams in baseball history. So.
Yeah, but it doesn't really help that you come off beating the White Sox, and I forgot who we played right before them. That was also pretty bad. And then you face the Astros, and you just don't show up.
Yeah.
And then you face the Brewers, who are really hot and might be competition later on the road in the playoffs, and you just don't show up. So frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
So nobody has it worse than Dodger fans, man.
Yeah, Brew Crew. No. Let's go Brew Crew. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Who else did you play this last? It was the Brewers, and it was the Astros. Yeah, I guess that's both.
The Astros,
both series. Yeah, the only thing is, my baseball brain. I know we're gonna get into this later because it's an outlook for next week, but my baseball brain is more scared to face a team that's lost 6 in a row than won 6 in a row.
Oh, for sure, dude. I think you and I think exactly the same way. Like, this pitcher just lost 2 in a row, and you're like, "Fuck, he's due."
Yeah,
right? Like, it's always in the back of your head. Like, oh, they're due.
Only if it worked
like,
for
all
Verlander,
it takes is one.
Great.
Yeah, all it takes is for them to see one base, a baseball land, and they're like, "Oh, they're fixed. Here we go. They're gonna start to get going." So I get what you're saying, and I hope that happens. I completely hope that Logan.
Or maybe I'm doing the reverse jinx, and I'm double jinxing it, and it's gonna go, because the thing is I feel like we've been getting our ass kicked by the Dodgers for the past 3 years, and this last series, I didn't care about the series loss just because the third game is the Rafael Devers trade happened. It was like, last minute piece job. You expected to lose, and there's waiting around it.
Before you go on, what did I tell you? What did I tell you that day?
What did you tell me?
I said, you're not going to care about this series right now, but in a couple of games, you're going to look back and be like, fuck, we should have won, because nothing's going to change. And nothing did. You guys were still ass with Rafi.
No, first of all, we just won 2 series in a row. Especially
now you did, but I'm talking then, all right? I don't want to talk about recent stuff.
Let's go back.
No, this is talk about you guys winning. I want to focus on you guys are losing.
This is a positive Giants week. We're going to ignore 2 weeks ago, and we're going to talk about this week only. And this week only, 2 series wins, gained 3 games on the Dodgers, going into a series with the Dodgers where you could potentially be back 2 games, or also be back to 8 games, or somewhere in between. So, yeah, pretty amazing stuff. I mean, yesterday's game was insanity. If you were to tell me the game,
dude,
if you were to tell me the situation, 1st and 3rd, 1 out, Patrick Bailey's up, and the game is going to be over after him, I would be like, okay, that's a double play, game over. 100% of the time. Obviously not. 99.9% of the time. And 0.01 happened. Inside the park, home run. I feel like that should never happen in our franchise, but it just happened about 13 years ago with Angel Pagan. So it seems like they're getting back on a roll. Willie Adames has been the man. Justin Verlander, listen, you can talk about his non-wins all day. He's a good number 4 or 5 guy. He's going to eat up some innings. He's going to give you a chance to win. It's just the thing is the Giants never score with him. So, because they don't score at all usually. So, but Giants just need to get a pitcher at the deadline. But that's that's a whole nother segment. But
Oh, so your
I
your
mean,
list is growing. You wanted a right-handed batter, and now you
right.
wanted a pitcher. All right.
I think the pitcher actually might be more important because I don't think they'll get a right-handed bat, mainly because there's no one that they're gonna want to replace. The easy one is just to get a legit right fielder, a right-handed right fielder, maybe a Garcia from the Rangers. That'd be great. But the thing is, they're not, I don't unless it's somebody like I don't know. They make another crazy trade for like a star. I don't think they're going to sit Yastrzemski. So I don't think that there's anyone else that they could. I don't think there's anyone else that we could really replace because Jung Hoo Lee, which we'll talk about that in a minute, he's turned it around, but he was struggling. You're not going to sit him. He's making 17 million a year. He's your guy. Heliot Ramos is a performer. You just got healthy. Casey Smith's back. He's at second, looking good. Matt Chapman killing him at third, even though he had a pretty bad error today. Well, I guess you can't really blame him. It's more of a Wilmer Flores thing. And same thing. Wilmer Flores is struggling, but he's Wilmer Flores. What are you going to do? You're not going to sit him. So the answer would be no. Conforto.
Confort out. This
Yeah.
is new nickname, man. I knew it. I even said it. The home runs over there in Colorado and against the White Sox, they just lengthened his leash.
Yeah.
And then he faced real competition, and I don't care if he's lining out hard or he lines out to the outfielder. Nothing
Right.
is landing
Right.
when it's time to without Muncy, you need guys to step up, and instead it's like highlighting how bad they really are. Because now that you actually need him to do something, you can't count on him. Like it would be a happy surprise if he got a base hit. And you can't have that. You can't have Esteury Ruiz, James Outman, and Michael Conforto all just being like the same player who you can't count on, who is an automatic out. But I mean, the whole offense is trash, but the Conforto
offense is trash, huh? The offense is trash.
Right now it is. Yes. Yeah.
Mookie Betts can't hit. Just DFA him, so we don't have to see him.
Mookie, his OPS just keeps going down, dude. I think Rojas has a higher OPS than him now.
Ooh,
Miguel
that's
freaking Rojas.
That's because he hit a home run off of Logan Porter. So it's gonna.
And then you're making Miguel Rojas feel too important, man. He's the only one hitting in the damn lineup. So now this guy thinks he has the green light to hit on a 3-0 pitch, like he's actually going to hit it out. Like what is going on? When Miguel Rojas is the best player or the best batter in your lineup that given day, you're not going to win many games, man. And it's like the last couple games, he's getting more hits than the top 3 in the order. It's crazy.
Right.
But I digress.
Yeah. I mean, and then plus, so Tyler Glass now came back and Blake Snell is supposed to be rehabbing, which is perfect because Austin Barnes is getting ready. So, we got
that guy's dead to me, man. Hey, he's no longer, at least for the rest of the season, we will not speak his name.
Austin Barnes is the most underrated player in baseball now that he's a Giant.
Or he's just a spy. He's just an inside agent.
He's another Farhan Zaidi, huh?
Yeah, and he's just going to destroy you guys from the inside. The minute you guys let him into the clubhouse, it's over.
Well, talking about backup catchers, I don't think he could be any worse than what we got going on now. So it is what it is.
You know what? And I'm gonna give you a little preview now of when he comes up.
Give me a preview.
But I need you to play a game when he starts, right?
Okay.
And you take a shot every time this happens. Every time he swings and misses at a meatball right down the middle and strikes out, and then he turns around and walks into the dugout mad, like he's so mad. You're going to remember that I told you that.
Okay.
It's this patented move.
He can't hit meatballs. What can we do? All right. Well, I mean, I get it. We did gain 3 games. The Phillies just for some reason suck at Oracle Park. Even when we're bad, we beat the Phillies when they come to Oracle. But this is a pretty big series, obviously, for coming up. But I guess we should probably cap off this week. right?
Well, I mean, it's
Finish it up.
bullshit. It's bullshit, dude. You're over there winning games on fluke inside the park home runs with a
A
catcher.
fluke inside the park. It should have been a home run in any
Yeah,
other
but it
park.
wasn't. And then the guy's
Okay,
running like a
then guess
mile
what?
chasing
Guess
the
what?
ball.
Guess
Like
what?
that was
Guess what?
that was the most hilarious thing ever. Watching Marsh just like gun it to try to get like, dude,
Because
even
it
if
hit the
you get
top
to
of the
the ball,
bricks.
no, I know, but I'm like, dude, even if you get to that ball, it's over. But he's just like
Done.
going hard. I'm like, this is stupid. How only the Giants and their devil blank magic, is the only way they win games like that. That's crazy.
Black man, it would have been. It's literally a home run anywhere else. It was almost like, okay, let me get my get backs really quick. Let me just run around the bases. So that's not black magic. You could say Phil Cuzzy.
It's
used
Patrick
black magic.
Bailey. The fact that Patrick Bailey hit it with any power at all is crazy.
Some dude. He's just some dude named Patrick Bailey. He's the man. He, believe it or not, in 2023 when he first came up, he had some power. That's supposed to be like his calling card. Like he obviously the defense, but he's supposed to have a little bit of power. Not going to hit for average. Not that great of a hitter, but he does have some pop. But pop is gone. Pop is gone. The average never showed up. He's hitting like 150 and with no power. And, but when you're a catcher and you can frame really well, you can get away with it.
Yep. But
So.
I guess just cap off the weekend. I think it's been horrible baseball by the Dodgers.
Great baseball.
A lot of mental mistakes that we're not used to. Mookie running to third base on a ball the play's literally in front of you. I don't know what he was thinking. The explanation he gave still didn't make any sense. He's like, I saw the play. I'm like, then you just gave him a free out. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there's, and then we can't hit it all with runners in scoring position for some reason, which that will always fluctuate. You can't depend on that. It's not going to be a steady thing all year long, but it's just very brutal right now. Teoscar getting injured, Edman dealing with his ankle thing. But still, man, there's games that you should be able to win. When you have Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie in that lineup, they alone should be able to carry you to at least a couple wins in these series. And it didn't happen. Pitching was not good. The only good pitching was Emmett Sheehan, right? Emmett Sheehan was really good. Both times that he's been called up, he's pitched really well. Looks like he's going to stay. Shohei looked good in his 2 innings. But other than that, I mean, it's been some really bad baseball. I mean, Kershaw pitched well yesterday. I'm sorry, I forgot to bring him up. He pitched actually well, but I mean,
Kershaw,
that kid,
enemy to everybody.
But that kid that he faced, oh man, that guy's nasty. The Miz, yeah. Hopefully he stays healthy. Yeah, that's what they were calling him. So hopefully he stays healthy, right. And that's crazy. So, yeah,
I think it's that time. Let's finish this week with the best segment of this show. But please, while you guys are in here, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and make us really happy. It brings a smile to Dave's face, and I like to see him smile. So while you're doing that, we're going to get on with the best segment of the show. Here it is.
It's that time again. It's the start of the dud of the week. Start the dud of the week.
Boom. Yeah, Sunday of the week, Giants. I'm gonna go with my stud because I've been waiting for this guy. When he goes, the offense goes, and it's everybody's favorite Asian player. Yeah.
I love that you have the version of somebody else singing over it.
That's Jung-Hoo Lee singing over it.
Every time I hear it, I was like, wait, is somebody singing over this?
Yeah, Jung-Hoo Lee is singing his own song.
Yeah, well, let the guy who sings it sing it, Jung-Hoo Lee. I don't need to hear you sing it.
I would love to hear it if he sang it.
But whatever.
But yes, I mean, Jung-Hoo Lee, this guy was brought over to be the guy, and he had a really good beginning of the season, struggled really hard for a really long time. and is now turning it around. And I feel like that is the catalyst. And I get it. Matt Chapman just came back. So for some reason, maybe we could piece that he's the reason they're playing good, but Matt Chapman's not really doing that well this week. I don't know. I got to give it to Jung Hoo Lee. He's hitting 320. Not striking out a whole ton at all. Only 4 strikeouts and 26 at bats. So, the defense never slipped. He does stuff like this. He puts that bat on the ball. You can put him back up to the leadoff spot, and then you can do Jung Hoo Lee, Rafael Devers, Heliot Ramos protecting Rafael Devers, then do the Chapman Willie Adames. Come on, we're gonna score runs. It's gonna happen. So, Jung Hoo Lee, you're the man.
The way to prevent that is to have really good starting pitching. And for my stud of the week is the guy that's going to prevent you from scoring runs whenever you face him. Emmett Sheehan. He's finally healthy. He's building up. He had a start versus San Diego a while back. He went 4 innings. He only gave up 1 run. He got 6 strikeouts. But it was more impressive when you look back at it now, this past weekend, the fact that nobody could stop the Astros. Every pitcher we threw out there, was getting drilled, was getting hit, and giving up runs, giving up base hits, whatever. But Emmett Sheehan was pretty solid, man. 5 innings, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts against one of the hottest freaking teams, if not the hottest team in baseball. Or until whoever we face next, they'll be the hottest team because we can't beat anybody. But Emmett Sheehan, man, I'm really excited. I hope he can stay healthy the rest of the year because I think he's going to be a big weapon come playoff time. And, yeah, man, start of the week. We need that pitching, but we need the offense to show up and back them up, dude.
Emmett Sheehan is being really whack right now because I went to pull up a picture on his Instagram and he deleted it. So I had to see if I screenshotted it, and I had to find this picture. If I can't even find it in my phone because I have 1,000 pictures because I have a son, so I have 1,000 pictures of him in here. So I don't know if I can find it, but I will try to, and I'll get back to you. But while I'm looking for that, I will tell you about my dud. I should be doing someone who's hitting worse than this guy, but I can't give it to someone like Patrick Bailey, who just hit a walk-off inside the park home run. You can't do it, right? You got to give it to Wilmer Flores. Dude's hitting 220 this last week, and with him, he has to hit. He has no defensive capability. I mean, I get it. They scored no runs today, but 2 of the runs were like his fault, and especially when you have Dom Smith, who is a very good defensive first baseman on the bench. It's just insane. So, Wilmer Flores, love the guy. He's got me, but right now he ain't got me. So I need you to get me, Wilmer. Be better. Be yourself, but better.
Awesome.
Well,
let's end it on a dark note, right? Because I got to give you my dud, and I don't think it's just one dud. I think it's the whole freaking team. I think I'm gonna remove Sheehan because he had a good outing. Everybody else gets it, from top to bottom. Closer, Scott blowing saves. Mookie base running mistakes. Ben Kasparius, they gave him the starter role. He couldn't handle it. Gave a bunch of runs against the Astros. And then you got guys that, you don't expect much from other than to come in and give you some innings. But Noah Davis, 10 runs, dude? 10 runs in an outing? My God. So, I could just give it to him and we'd be done with it. But, everybody else has played so bad. So, I think it's just, Conforto, like I said, it's easier to hide when Muncie's in the lineup, when Teoscar's in the lineup, with Edmonds in the lineup, and they're hitting, right? Because you don't have to produce as much. But when they're not there or where they're not producing, we need you to step up. They gave you 17 mil. We need you to step up and help. Yeah, you don't have to carry the offense. Not suck. How about you don't ground out the second base
all the time?
Or how about you swing the bat instead of just coming up there to pinch hit and you don't swing the bat? You're like, all right, I'll take my 3rd strike and walk back into the dugout. It's just rough. Shohei striking out a ton. Freddie's striking out a
Ooh.
ton as well. Mookie, it's like
Should have struck out earlier too, but the league had to protect him.
Mookie, it's like that Kendrick Lamar song. Sometimes you gotta pop off or whatever, but this guy's popping everything up.
Okay.
Everything, like it's either first or second pitch. If by some miracle he takes the first pitch, the second one is getting popped. So it's an all-around thing. And and it sucks because I wanted Kim to play more, but I feel like they sat him for so long that now that he's playing, he's like ice cold. And I don't know. I wish maybe they bring up another kid, Freeland, let him play third, see what he's got, since we have no Muncy for a while. But I mean, it's just everybody's slumping. Nobody can hit, So
what you're saying is the Giants have a chance. The Giants have a chance.
But this reminds me a little bit of the Padres series a couple weeks back, where they were also playing bad, and then they faced them and they kind of locked in, I guess, a little bit, and they looked like, I'm like, who are these guys? So maybe it'll be the same thing with you guys, but I don't know, because they faced good competition and still sucked, right? So I don't know.
Good point.
So yeah, maybe you guys do have a chance, but it's one of those, I am angry and I am disappointed. I'm both.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
And we know it's a long season. They'll get right, and we'll probably laugh about all this little 6-game losing streak when they're having their parade and whatever. But as fans, we live in the moment, and we do not like it. It is it's annoying. It is tough to watch, and we want better. So play better.
Be yourself, but better. Yeah. How it is good news that Max Muncy is going to be out for this upcoming series, but how long are we expecting him out for?
Oh, he should be. I think they said somewhere around August, maybe. But yeah, he's going to be out for a while.
So it took me some time.
Yeah.
But I got it. Can you see? Who is that?
That is gross. But to be fair, sometimes we don't.
You were supposed to guide the Jedi.
Are we not all
in darkness?
Do we not all get one do-over? Do we all not make mistakes in life?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I'll keep that in mind.
Ernie says 48 weeks. I don't know if it's true or not.
Oh, I did want to talk about his last comment that he put up there, because I did see. No, Ernie, on the chat, because I did see it today. You see it?
One?
No, the one right before it. Superman. I did see it yesterday. I did get to see it with my boys, and I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything because
spoil it.
Not who we are here, right?
Spoil it.
And Jesse wouldn't even care because he doesn't watch it. He doesn't even know who Superman is. It's Superman, a Jamaican guy.
That's what I'm talking about, Superman.
No, but I loved it. I gave it a 9 out of 10. And I hope when Ernie sees it and everybody else sees it, we'll talk about it, because I really, really enjoyed it, and I put it up there. So hopefully you guys too when you see it.
Emmett Sheen's a Giants fan. We will end that week on that note.
Fake
coming up.
Photoshop.
Coming up, we got Emmett Sheen's favorite team versus his employer. And we got the probables right here. We got day one. I'm actually heading out to San Francisco tomorrow, so I'll be going to the.
So you want to go see them lose live? Hell yeah, love that for you.
Hell yeah, dude! Oh, that is so fun. You spend all that money
sweet.
just to watch them lose. You get so mad. Dustin May versus Logan Webb.
Are you there for all 3 games?
No, I am there for 2 of 3. I will be coming home on Sunday.
Okay, so then come back 500, and now we'll be okay.
Come back 500. What does that even mean?
Yeah, it means you won when you lost one.
Oh, I was like, we're not
you,
two
that you
games.
saw.
I thought you were saying that we were 2 games over 500, and then we come back. No, all right. Yes. May versus Webb on Friday. Got Shohei versus Landon Root, which is Shohei plus, I'm guessing Wayne Gretzky.
So, yeah. Wayne Gretzky
versus Wayne Gretzky, and then Landon Root. There it is, and the finale, Yama Meatball versus Cy Young candidate Robbie Ray. So.
Grunty Ray, dude, that's always yelling, like somebody's smacking him in the back or something every time he pitches.
Fear does not exist in this dojo. Does it?
I think when you face the Giants, it's a little bit different. And now that they got Rafi, there's probably a different energy to the ballpark. So I hope the Dodgers are up for it, and I can see them taking 2 out of 3. Hopefully, ending the right before the All-Star break, looking pretty good, or at least a little bit better, so they can go feeling happy about themselves. Or I could see them getting swept the way they've been playing. I just hope they play better.
I like that. Yes. Yeah, it's a good time. If you're in San Francisco, come and hang out. Bring me a raspberry Arizona iced tea, because for some reason I don't see these at gas stations anymore. So shout out. I'm trying to get an Arizona sponsorship. So if Arizona wants to sponsor us.
I think if you were a Arizona fan, you'd be having more luck.
Hit us up at our email, moneydave at dodgerdave.com. moneydave at dodgerdave.com. He gets all the big bucks. Yeah. Is there, I mean, going into the All-Star break, I mean, usually we break down 2 series, but obviously this is the last one. Who do you think makes the biggest splash this trade deadline? I mean, technically the Giants are going to win just because there's not a bigger splash from Rafael Devers. I
think you guys already won. Yeah. I don't think there's going to be a bigger
taking
name
that out of the equation. I
don't think there's going to be a bigger name than Devers being traded, or even on par with Devers. Like, if you look at the name, especially with like the format, everybody thinks they have a shot. Everyone. So it's going to be really hard to everybody to shop at the same store and trying to get something to get better. You know, when there's very few shops that are going to be available, and probably not really good ones. So I think it's going to be a quiet deadline. I may be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I feel like it's going to be a quiet deadline.
Top target position wise, what are you looking at?
I still think it's reliever. I think everything else is in-house. I mean, even the reliever is in-house, I would think. You know, they got Enriquez in the minor leagues. They've got no, that'd be horrible. That'd be terrible. We already got a light hitting left fielder who cost us $17 million. I don't want another one that's, you know, whatever they pay him, and he has no power. His defense been okay. Let the Padres get that guy. Let them pay for that. But yeah, I think it's reliever. I think you got to go reliever. Maybe I brought it up before, a Cal Finnegan. Man, give up the farm for freaking the guy with the A's. What's his name? Mason Miller. Not gonna happen, but
no.
not gonna happen. But
that might be bigger than the Rafael Devers at this moment,
right? Like, that's the guy. If you really, although the minute he puts a Dodger uniform on, his arm's gonna get
Tommy John. Yeah,
Tommy John.
I don't know what happens
as
in
soon
that
as he
Dodger
steps
dugout.
off the press conference. It's like, oh, Tommy John. So
that Dodger magic is like, I don't know. You know, I play with demons over there, and then selling your devil. That's what it is. That's why you guys are always hurt.
I think if Muncy was going to be out the whole year, I could see them making a play for a third baseman, not Nolan Arenado. But
Nolan Arenado.
No, don't even get Ernie started on that. I mean, he's his number one fan for Arenado, but Arenado, no. But thankfully he's coming back, so we don't have to.
Oh, he's spitting.
I think it's gonna be a reliever if they do anything.
Do you have anybody in mind? Top target?
No. Yeah, I think we still have to let the market develop to see who's even available. So I'd rather wait a little bit and then we see who's available, because Trinan's coming back. He just had his rehab. I forgot to tell you. How did we forget this?
Who did it?
Blake the Patriot Trinan.
America, so lick my butt and suck on my balls.
Yeah, so
America once on that clip, and then you say,
you had to get but that's the best part. The meat and the potatoes, literally. Yes. For the Giants side, I would have to say you would have
if
to
you
go
could only
starting
pick
pitcher.
one. Yeah, if you could
Starting
only
pitcher.
pick one, like you said. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, because the thing is I think the Giants have to realize or decide how far. I mean, Rafael Devers is a move that you make to compete right now, but also in the next 5 years. You know, he's still going to be in his prime for the next 4 years.
How old is he?
29, 28 or 29. I think 28.
28 or 29. Yeah. He's not 30 yet.
Yeah.
Right?
So like 4 years, he'll still be in his prime. Then we'll still be really good after that. But so I would say for the next 4 or 5 years, that's his big window. But are the Giants going all in right now? If they're going all in right now, they need one of each. They would need a reliever, a starter, and one more big bat. I think
that's the problem with this market, right? Like, I doubt you can even get two of those things. You might be lucky and get a really good one of those things, but
Right.
needing all three, I just don't see it.
I think they could get away with getting a reliever and a starter. I just don't, like I said, unless they get someone who's just a name and such a big star that they're okay with putting Mike Yastrzemski on the bench. There's no one that they can really. They could upgrade. Obviously, there's upgrades out there. But I just don't think that they're going to. You know, they're not going to trade for a Garcia and platoon Yastrzemski and Garcia, or sit Yastrzemski for Garcia, even though Garcia is a better player than Mike Yastrzemski. They're just not going to do it because of they love Mike Yastrzemski. So I don't see them getting a big bat, to be honest with you. They keep talking about, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, that, you know, they'll make the bench deeper, but it's like, I don't know. You could, he probably wouldn't be a lot to give up, but
yeah, that's not going to really move the needle. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you
yeah.
shore up the bench, it's like, all right, cool, but they're not starters. They're not going to impact it that much.
Yeah, and Robert is like, yeah, that's a name, but dude's hitting like 180. Like, he's not like they're not going to trade him because you're not going to pay top dollar for Luis Robert, and he's not giving you top dog production. You're not going to give up that much for someone who's hitting under 200, who gets hurt all the time, and the White Sox aren't going to take a discount for him.
I keep seeing it like on the timeline, like, I see him hitting moonshots, but then you go and look at his stats, and it's like, it's far in between. Like, that's why it's so.
They say you can't hit breaking balls now, so it's like, yeah, I don't see that happening. But one thing that I think the Giants need, the number one, because here's the thing, their main dude, their top prospect, pitching prospect is, I think he's pretty much ready. But if you're really trying to give an umph, you put that dude in the bullpen. He has one of the nastiest changeups in the minor leagues and one of the nastiest changeups in prospecting, if that's a word and how you say it. But if you put him in the bullpen, once the minor league season ends, and it's like, hey, you're going to sit at home, or you could be a 2-pitch guy coming at the end of this bullpen and see what we could do, and being Devin Williams, I think he could help out the bullpen for sure. And if they go after just a starting pitcher, I mean, there's a number of guys who are available. They just need someone who could be a 3, maybe. I mean, it would be great if they traded for, Nathan Eovaldi or Tyler Mahle. I think is on the last year of his deal. There's a lot of Rangers they could try to get, but I don't know. They need someone. It depends. Like I said, it depends how
Jacob deGrom
they're going to go. Yeah, if you go in for Jacob deGrom, that would be amazing. But it depends how all in you're going to go. If you just want to get someone to eat up some innings because they're worried about the innings for Roop, I don't think they're really worried about the innings for Birdsong because he was in the bullpen for a long time. But you got to get somebody. But if you're going all in and you want to say screw it and go after Jacob deGrom, who I think maybe has 1 year after this deal.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna have to.
I think that's always a wild card, dude, because his health. I would not do it because he's probably going to command, especially in the market with not a lot of pitchers out there. So I don't know. But hey, maybe next week, since it'll be the All-Star break. Is it next week? we can come up with our like out of pocket
Top 5 trade candidates. We'll go
pocket
we'll
trade
go-
scenarios that make completely no sense, but maybe they do.
That's a like what's it called? Oh, look at Ernie's just coming in with a bunch of trade ideas. He wants the Correa third.
Yeah, we can
He's a
talk about that
postseason guy.
in the next one too. But like, I think the way the fan base still uh, is around the Astros and whenever they play them and all that, I just can't see the Dodgers trading for a guy like Correa. I just don't see it.
And like guys like this, these are great. Like Buxton and Stephen Kwan. Like I feel like it's yes, you would do anything to get those players, but at the same time, those guys have multiple years of control. I think Buxton is like has like a team friendly type deal. So you would have to give up so much. I don't think it makes it worth it. And I don't think the Giants have the prospects for it. I mean, technically the Dodgers probably could because they have the prospect names, but
If Stephen Kwan was available, dude, you jump all over that, especially if you're the Dodgers with the kind of lineup they have already. Like you
Yeah.
push everybody back a little bit. Like
yeah, let him lead
I mean,
off.
I'm sure
Josh.
Shohei probably you don't want him to move him out of the leadoff spot, but it's Stephen Kwan, dude. Like him setting up the table for those guys. Ooh, that'd be
Yeah.
crazy. You know, I don't know what you give up, or you probably give up. I don't even know because I know they have a catcher already over there, so rushing wouldn't be a name they want. But I'm pretty sure they have the pieces to maybe start the conversation if that was on the table. That would be a pretty cool get, but that's not gonna happen.
Hey, it could happen.
I mean, unless they ask him to move positions and he doesn't want to, and he has a falling out, and then they hate him, and then they just gift them to us, then maybe. But
Right. Well, so Jacob deGrom has this year. He has 2 more years after that, and then his age 40 season is a club option. So basically, he has 2 years after this when he's 38, 39, and he's already made a glass. So, I mean, that would be one of those things you're going all in for the next year or two. So, see what Posey's going. I mean, they did go on.
I don't think that's the guy you go for, though. That's a huge because if he gets hurt, that's you probably giving up a lot to get him, and then I don't know. I wouldn't do that.
Right. I think you do it. I think his talent is so there that you have to give it a shot. But yeah, we'll get into all that trade deadline stuff next week. We will end with this topic. Ernie's just giving us a bunch of topics right here. I completely forgot to bring this up. Are you familiar with the Devers? Okay, you're so I don't know. I don't know how to take it because at first the first thing that Will Fleming came out with was like, oh, he just didn't show up. And then it came out that he was like, no, he was out there, but he was just doing batting practice, he's not doing well right now. He's not rehabbing, but he's trying to nurse some health issues. And you could tell when he's running, he's nursing something. So, is it a thing of like, hey, Will Clark was showing up and he's like, hey, I'm not going to make it? Or did he just completely ghost him? And Will Clark is just out there like Happy Gilmore on the 9th green, just, waiting and then the sprinklers turn on. I don't know. It's not a good look, but I don't know.
I think it's an excellent look. I love it. And I also like Will Clark trying to save face. Like, oh, I know why it was. It's because everything that happened in Boston. But your ass will be out there next week. Shut up, dude. No, if he doesn't want to, he's not going to go out there for you. Like,
yeah, and I just don't know. Yeah, I just don't know if he takes it as like if Rafael Devers is like, all right, whatever, I'll DH and I'll play first. And they're like, all right, we want someone to teach you how to play first. And he's like, dude, I was a third baseman. I play like I don't know if he takes it as disrespect. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. He might just be a private dude. Maybe he did stand him up. That's it. Ernie's right. It did make it seem like he showed him, but I don't know.
I feel like Devers feels like he doesn't owe a relationship to anyone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of have to earn a relationship with him or whatever. I don't know from the outside in because he didn't even talk to David Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? Like he ghosted that guy. So if he ghosted that guy,
Jonathan Papelbon freaking just trying to get in there and make it about you. Like just railing on him. Like F Rafael. I think he said Rafael Devers sucks or something like. I don't know. This guy's trash, dude. I don't know. Yeah,
So,
maybe,
I don't know,
maybe he's just a private
maybe it's a
dude. Maybe
Devers-
he's just like, dude.
Yeah. Or maybe he's just like, hey, I'll figure it out. I don't need your help.
And
Which
you know
is
what?
kind of, if he has that kind of attitude, whatever, it looks like problems down the line for you guys. I
That's
love it.
very
but-
Barry Bonds-esque. Like, I'm sorry, but like that's Barry Bonds was just like, I'm showing up. I'm gonna tell you if I'm in the lineup or not. I was watching I think it was Fair Territory one time, and AJ Brzezinski was like, there would be 2 lineups made every day, and it would be like one lineup was with Bonds, one lineup was without Bonds, and Bonds would come in and be like, yeah, I'm in the lineup today, which would be most days, but there would be, he doesn't tell them to the last minute.
If he got his juice, he'd be like, yeah, I'm good today, boss. But when he did,
Right.
when there was low, he's like, yeah, I'm out. Sounds like it.
Apparently, maybe, I don't know, but you know what?
Apparently.
And we defend Bonds. We defend Bonds to the end right now. Are we okay with it now? And it's just going to be, a different story later. I don't know, but I'm not too worried about it. I honestly don't care if Rafael Devers doesn't see any time at first base. I would rather see Dom Smith at first base and just let Rafi DH. But that's just me.
I think when everything's going well, when he's hitting, nobody cares. It's a nothing story. But if you guys start losing and stories like this comes out, then it becomes a bigger thing. But hey, man, if he wants to be private, let him be private.
And then it's just like, is the Boston media just still on this? Like, get over it. Find a new TV show. The Sopranos is over. Find a new TV show. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I don't get it, because it did. I mean, I know it was fault on both sides, but as an organization, like, shouldn't you have tried more? I don't get it. I don't know.
No.
And then you decided to trade him. So it's over. It's done with. Why do they keep talking about it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Astros and Astros fans. They hate the Dodgers. And for the life of me, I can't understand why. Because they were not the ones cheated. You know what I mean? Like, they were not the ones.
Apparently, everyone was cheating. They were just the scapegoats. That's their line.
And what did the Dodgers have to do with that? Even if that was the case. Like, like, you cheated us out of it. You got to keep it. It just reminded me, because this weekend or whatever, but I'm like, I don't understand the hate on that side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, if, like, you cheat on your partner or whatever, and you're the one upset after you get caught.
Right.
You're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, whatever. But that's the Boston media too. They're upset at Devers for moving on.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to be talking about this next episode, but we'll get there when we come to it. Next episode, I guess. When is the All-Star game?
I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know. You know how much fact checking we do here.
We always do fact checking at the
0
end.
to
So
9.
we'll be coming back at you next Wednesday or Thursday after the All-Star game, previewing the next couple series and talking about how the Giants destroy the Dodgers, and all that good stuff.
Or we'll be talking about Jesse's sad trip. Unfortunately, he went over there, saw them lose, and came back.
spending all that money for just So thank you guys so much for subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform, as well as YouTube. And all the socials. Follow us on there so you know when we go live. Instagram, Benches Cleared Podcast. TikTok, Benches Cleared. And Twitter, Benches Cleared P. Dave, talk to the people. What do you got for 'em?
Hopefully we sweep the Giants, make it hurt,
Mm.
and we'll be back next week. See you
Next
guys.
week.
Next week.